So what are your kids doing in school? Well, I can tell you what they're doing over in California.
So I am sure everyone has heard about the Governor DeSantis parental rights bill in Florida. Some people call it Don't Say Gay bill, but that's so ridiculous I'm not even going to mention it. However, I think we are all going to learn that DeSantis was incredibly right and a little ahead of his time. Here comes some news from the Gateway Pundit about some teachers, well, a specific teacher of sorts out in California who is creating secret gender transition closets in his classroom. This is the thought leader for this movement in his school. I don't know if he's actually the leader of the movement or just a really loud and vocal proponent of this group, but he is definitely doing it, and he is very proud of it. Now, this article over on Gateway was written by Julian Conradson, and it's a great article, but I want to dive a little bit deeper. There are closets in this school where children can come in and the teachers will help them get changed into gender-affirming clothing. So your little Johnny comes to school in the clothes that the parents put him in at their home. Blue jeans, t-shirt, maybe he's got Iron Man or the Hulk on it, basic stuff that little boys sometimes wear. And the teacher says, "Hey Johnny, listen, are you sure you're not a girl? I think you're a girl today. Why don't you go into my creepy closet and put on a dress?" What kind of teacher wants a small child to get undressed in the classroom, in his secret closet, and put on different clothes? Maybe a dress, maybe a skirt. My God, I just hope there aren't any cameras in there. But that's where we're at now. So, what I did was I found the teacher that's making all of these horrible, questionable choices involving these children. And here he is. So, I'm not going to tell you his name, and I don't want to dox him or have people harass him. That's not the point of this. What we're doing here is showing what the public school system has devolved into and who is spending countless hours with your children. And here's what their goal is. Now, the TikTok name is Just a Queer Teacher. Now, that alone is quite interesting because it could have been just a good teacher or just an effective teacher or no, he's just a queer teacher. That's the most important thing in his bio.
Bit of pearl, and of course some gorgeous lights. The outfit of the day, we're reading cowboy hat, leather daddy.
Whoa. Did he say cowboy hat and leather daddy? Hang on just a second. We gotta back this up and get some clarification on this just to make sure.
We're reading cowboy hat, leather daddy, bit of pearl.
Yeah, leather daddy. He's a leather daddy and a bit of pearls. Okay. So, what we're looking at here is basically a breakdown of his fashion wardrobe choices for the day. And he said leather daddy. A leather daddy is going to teach your children for several hours every day. Let that sink in.
And of course some gorgeous lights.
And of course some stilettos. Of course. Perfect. I don't care what he's wearing. I mean, if you want to go out to brunch, go out with your friends, even go hang gliding. It's not my business what you're wearing. I don't care. But this seems like he's performing a fashion show for the children. I'm not really sure. When you were in school, did you ever have a fashion show with your teacher? Did that ever happen? Did that ever come up in conversation? No? Yeah, me either. It's just bizarre.
This is how we do it in style, though.
Oh, okay, another fashion video. This is how we do it in style, though. Okay, well, he's got a skirt and his stiletto high heels, and of course, this is in his classroom. He's doing this in the classroom. You may have noticed the giant rainbow gay flag in the background. This flag is a symbol of a movement. It's a little political, it's a little lifestyle, it is definitely an agenda. It has no place in the classroom. Classrooms are for learning. Why don't you add a picture of the globe? Maybe some quotes from famous teachers, some literary giants, maybe some pictures of former presidents, maybe something educational. Teachers are not supposed to be allowed to indoctrinate children into their weird belief systems. Any kind of beliefs. This person happens to be extremely gay, queer, whatever. I don't think you should teach children about veganism, Scientology, anime cosplay, or literally any other set of beliefs. It's not in the school curriculum to be teaching any of this. So you shouldn't have the rainbow flag, or the Che Guevara flag, the communist flag. I don't even think you should have a Gadsden flag in your classroom. These are all political movements, and they do not belong in the classroom. It's just weird, and it's wrong.
So if you follow my account for any length of time, you know that I work in heels, and socially I'm in dresses and stuff like that. And the other day I was talking about going someplace in drag, and the little voice in the back of my head said, is it really drag at this point? You wear this socially, you wear this to work, everyone sees you in dresses and heels all the time. And that really shook me. Help?
Yep. Help. That's the right one we're going with. That's the key point of this. A little part of him is crying for help. So let's break this down. I'm assuming that he's in his home, maybe house, maybe apartment. Doesn't look like the other pics from school. So he's probably not in school. So he's wearing a black t-shirt. That's pretty normal for a guy. It doesn't look like he's wearing earrings, nothing overtly feminine or flashy. He kind of looks like a regular guy. Which means he dresses up strictly for the kids. He only dresses up for the kids. How weird is that? Let that sink in for a moment.
So if you follow my... come to school and changes the clothes that make them feel more at home and more like themselves. And I just think that's lovely. My principal just approved our district's first transition closet.
Okay, I don't know if you heard that or not, but he just said, my principal just approved our first transitional closet.
Working with the organization The Transition Closet to provide clothes for transgender, non-binary, and gender-exploring youth who maybe don't have the access or the safety to get those clothes in their
Okay. Basically, what he did is he's got a secret gender transition closet that his principal has approved. Okay? So these kids that he has convinced should try different clothing against the wishes or even the knowledge of the parents. A child can come to his classroom, get undressed in his creepy closet, put on different clothes that he has provided for them. If you're okay with this, we are not going to be friends. This is creepy guy who has done everything that he can to make a safe space for children to take off their clothes, put on different clothes in his classroom. I couldn't be more creeped out by this disturbing freak of a person.
I just want to say thank you so much. I really didn't expect anyone to actually give us anything. So I'm really excited that people are being so kind.
Okay. These kind people that he is referring to, he put out a request for gender-affirming clothing for children, and his community provided clothing for these kids to change into that their parents can never find out about. So you go into his creepy closet, take off your clothes. I know I've said this before, but my God, I hope there's not a camera in there. That's a possibility. So they get dressed in his clothes. Okay, not actually his clothes, but the clothing that he's provided. So you can pretend to be a different gender without telling the parents. Shh. Groomers can never tell the parents about their incredibly weird activities with children that aren't theirs. So this is what we got going on. I did say his community. He's in California. Yep. And yes, Cali is nutty, wacko, bizarre. These people are insane. It's not Florida. You want to know why it's not Florida? Because they have a governor that says no, 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 no. Not going to happen here. The parents in Florida have rights to know what's going on. They call them parental rights. They need to be involved. Parental rights extend right into the school and right into your creepy little closet. In California, you get this guy who can take your kids, take off their clothes, put them in different clothes, and you will never find out about it. Is this what you want? You want this guy teaching your kids 6, 7, 8 hours a day, then telling your kids to keep a secret from you. This is so far beyond disgusting. I don't even know what to say. Just look at him. Look at that smug little face. He has nothing to fear in California.
Now, mark my words and start the clock. I am going on record that this guy will be accused and then convicted of sexual crimes against children in the future. First, it will start as him pretending to be, identifying as a map. That is secret pervert speak for minor attracted person. In reality, it's just frosting on the word pedophile. Now, I am not accusing him of doing this. I am not claiming that he's done it in the past. I'm merely stating that statistically, these people are eventually involved in child predator activity. Now, statistically speaking, he falls into that category, and it is very likely that he will be involved with this sooner rather than later. Now, in the future, if something like that, let me tell you, that's just horrible. And of course, I don't want it to happen. But if it does, and the parents of the child that is involved are just devastated, and they go, "Oh, I never saw this coming. How did we know? Why didn't anyone tell me?" I'm going to sleep with a clear conscience that night, because I'm doing everything I can to warn people about these predators. They're out there. They're in the schools. And they're with your children. If this kind of stuff is interesting to you, go ahead and throw me a thumbs up. Maybe make a comment. Tell me if anything has ever happened to your kids or in your schools. Or what you would do if they tried to do this in your school. And then give me a little subscription. I appreciate that.